Welcome to the Arizona Business Weekly. I'm your host, Joey Sampaga, and today we have a special guest. How you doing, LeAnn?
Good.
We have LeAnn Hull, a congressional candidate for District 3 for the state of Arizona.
Yes, thank you, Joy, for having me today.
Yes.
I really appreciate the opportunity.
We know you're busy, right? You're out there campaigning.
Yes.
Speaking of campaigning, okay, I just wanted to mention this really quick before we start jumping into the questions here. You are a Republican.
Yes.
And your campaign manager, Mr. Craig Dean over there, is a Democrat.
Used to be.
Used to be a Democrat.
Yes, but yes, a lifelong Democrat.
Uh-huh.
And I think that that's a really, really powerful message. You know, when I entertained the idea of needing a campaign manager, I didn't ask whether he was a Democrat or Republican.
Sure.
What I needed was a person with character, and that's all I cared about, and I knew he presented those qualities.
Yes, now he's an independent.
He is.
There's several people that I know who actually switched from being a Democrat to being an independent to vote for you.
Yes, because my message makes sense. It's common sense, it's real. I think that we can all agree to disagree sometimes.
Absolutely.
And still go forward and want the best for our country.
Sure. Well, speaking of that, we were talking off camera about annihilating character.
Yes.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
This is a real hot button for me because I think that our current political process is so convoluted that we prevent a lot of really good quality people from joining and getting involved in politics for fear of that annihilation.
Sure.
Everybody says they hate the political process, and we just get the same old politicians unless we have someone who's really willing to step up with real character, real qualities, real integrity, and a heart.
Sure. Well, yeah, that's what we need. That's what we need right now is heart.
Yes.
No, I agree. Okay, so let's tell the viewers who LeAnn Hull is.
I am LeAnn Hull. I was born and raised here in Phoenix, Arizona. This is my home. I'm a native. So I've owned my own construction company for 26 years, residential and commercial. So we obviously are in similar industries.
Sure, sure.
And I've been married for 30 years to the same man.
Great. That's always a good thing to hear.
4 children, 3 grandchildren, 2 boys that are currently serving in active duty in the military.
Oh, wow. Well, thank them for us, please.
Yes.
We appreciate that. And why are you running for Congress?
I felt like we didn't have real representation in Washington. I watched my construction company really unravel the world around me that I had known by the bad decision making in Washington, D.C. Okay. So I wanted to have representation. And when I went back there, I flew back there a year ago, last March, to Washington to talk to my senators and my congressmen. And I didn't feel that my voice was heard. So when I heard that John Shadegg was not going to be renewing his seat, I decided, why not me?
Okay.
My voice will at least be heard that way, and then I can provide a portal for other people that are like me.
So you're actually taking action.
Yes. Instead of just being angry, like so many of us are angry.
Yeah, true.
And we need to do something about that. We need to get our voices, out there and do something, not just talk about it.
Okay, let's talk about your qualifications as a politician.
Well, clearly my qualifications are that I have no qualifications as a typical politician.
That's awesome.
I want to be an elected official. I want to be a servant of my community, this district, my country. And I think what makes me qualified to be an elected official is my business background, my marriage. I have learned the art of negotiation, the art of finding a win-win in a very difficult situation. And oftentimes in construction, we have parties that are at opposite ends, the builder, the homeowner, the supplier. And so my objective in my business was to provide that bridge for these different points of view. Okay,
that's phenomenal. And you and I did a radio show together, and you know, some of the topics we talked about were great. And it's for me, it's a breath of fresh air, knowing that I can vote for someone who isn't a politician, someone who's going to actually stand up for what's right.
Yes. You know, politicians these days really don't listen very well anymore.
No, they don't.
And I think that is an art that we need to refine and bring back. We can have, it's a perfect example of Craig, my campaign manager. We have different points of views because of his background and mine. But actually, that provides a balance and,
Sure.
and a blend, and it opens my mind to thinking about how do other people see things. And it gives me an opportunity, if I'm open and approachable,
Sure.
to be able to tell them what my point of view is. And that's a much better way for me to get a message across rather than these hard party lines that don't listen to anybody else, that just spout out party rhetoric.
No, that's great, and no, I love the mix. I love the mix of a Democrat side and a Republican side, and I mean, basically what you're doing is you're just taking the names away,
Yes.
the sides away, and working together, right?
Representation of the people, for the people, and by the people,
Love it.
instead of the party.
Love it. Okay, so there are a couple of issues that I just wanted to ask you
Yes.
about. Unemployment. We know unemployment right now, I think the last numbers were 464,000 new claims. What would you, or in your opinion, what do you think that we can do to help unemployment decrease?
I think the most powerful thing that we can do is to empower people with jobs, with small businesses, to open the lines of credit. That's exactly the reason I actually flew back to Washington, is I wanted to know where that stimulus money went.
Did you find it?
I didn't. I'm still looking. I'm hoping when I get back to Washington I can identify it. But the small businesses are the heart of
Yes,
this country.
I agree.
And they employ a lot of people. And not only do they employ people, but they create community. Without the small businesses who contribute to jobs and to people and to nonprofit organizations, we are left dependent upon a government that continues to grow and expand, and apparently, from my perspective, not manage what they already are in charge of very well. And now we're going to give them more powers. We need to revitalize our small businesses, open up the
Yes.
lines of credit, and that will create jobs.
I like it. So the census isn't going to solve anything, huh?
No, that was a temporary, as we saw, the influx, and
that's
we
right.
don't need that. We need some more stability here in our country. We need people that, we need an environment that where people feel safe in their jobs and can create and grow and provide for their families and their communities. And the unemployment rate, as stated, is not accurate as to what's going on in Arizona. We have a unique environment here and a unique economy, and it is really devastated here in Arizona. We need someone in Washington who understands how bad it is here in Arizona and
Yes.
how that relates to the national economy.
I like it. I love it. You need to vote for her if you're in District 3.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And if you're a Democrat, you can re-register
Yes.
as an independent by next week. You have to get it done by the 26th. And re-register as an independent. If that's really painful for you, you can switch back after the primary.
There you go. LeAnn, thank you so much for being on the show.
Joy for having me.
Go to our website, LeAnnHallforCongress.com, and if you have any questions, please click on the comment or discussion button or contact me. I'd be more than happy to speak with you and direct you over to LeAnn. Until next time, have a great day. You take care and God bless. Bye now.